Hey guys, welcome to the new and improved creation station, and today we're going to start off with a little overview of what I've been working on for the past couple of days, which is Skyhaven Temple, a sort of mixed religious temple slash colony. And we were nearly close to doing it. As you can see, the town hall is there, but one thing I've noticed that we needed, a place like this can't sustain in itself. It needs some sort of a place like a market and like a shipyard where ships come in, drop off all their goods, and this is where we start off today. Now this is our first sort of creation series, so I had my brother join in on this one, and it was very difficult. We didn't know where to start, so we just started off building this sort of dirt road where I built this sort of water bridge to get into the gate, start with the southwest gate of it. Alfie started building the gravel road there. I'm building the fences, trying to figure out what I'm going to do to sort of make that a little bit more secured, because it's quite easy to get into, so I might come back and tweak that a little bit in the future. So we start off like this, just building a little road into it, and later on you'll see I start mapping out where I'm going to place the sort of market. I have an idea that this sort of shipyard slash market is going to have tons of little stalls selling goods and all that sort of things that the local villagers can come and check out and all that sort of stuff. As you can see, I was having a little trouble with the gravel, but he's quite fun to have along, so I just bring him along anyway. It's quite amusing to have him along, really. With a bit of use of world edit, I kind of jump ahead because as much as I could use help is much appreciated, I do find world edit just a ton more easier. Now another thing that if you can see here, we're adding grass blocks within the gravel roads that we placed. Now the reason for this is because I believe it makes it a little bit more natural, a little bit more, gives it a little bit more textured look. Later on in the night, we start building the first stalls, trying to sketch out a design for them. Now for this I used oak blocks for the side parts of it, and I started to use slabs, both kind, oak and spurs. And for the roof I decided to paint them up by fences and have different coloured wool. I did tell Alfie he could use any wool colour he wants, try and make it a bit more of a contrast between them. So I chose red and white for my first one, he chose purple and green. I wanted the stalls to be very varied in different sizes, so as you can see there with the one that I just started building, it's a 4x4 square, so not a very big one, but again it adds a little bit of variety to the market that we're going to build. I want this market to be very varied in the things that they can sell. It's not going to be just one market sells this and one sells that. They're going to sell very different things. One's going to be sort of a miscellaneous stall carrying all types of little goods like bone meal and all that brewery type stuff. Or one might be for food, like a cookery sort of stall. Another one might even be a weapon stall. I haven't particularly decided yet what I plan to do with them, but I just thought it'd be best to get them laid out and ready for use anyway. And there we are, lastly we've all them all done, all very colourful actually, very good choice in colours I think, it just looks vibrant and colourful and definitely unique. As you can see here in the top left, I started to build, well the idea was to build sort of little flags to sort of represent nations of where they come from. But I have a little bit of trouble doing that because unfortunately the contrast in size between them is very different, so as you can see I try and make it bigger to make it look more realistic. I realised in the end it just wasn't going to work. So Alfie came up with the good idea of having these banners, which you'll see in a minute that I'll try and build. Here we go here. These banners are just, again, not as fancy as flags, but they show off colours and they're very unique. And it gives a sort of style of like sort of what a marketplace would have, sort of market banners from where they come from, where the goods are from, that sort of thing. Right, next. One issue that I did have with this, I didn't want it all just to be small tents like this. I wanted, well, different. Well, I wanted something very spectacular and brilliant, something big. So I started off placing these pegs around the corner. Now I know what you're thinking, this doesn't look like a very nice tent at the moment, but it's going to change, trust me. So at the moment you can see these 4 pegs. I'm placing another one in the back here because the idea is I want this one to be a bit more of a curved shape, not just square, sort of a bit more of a slight, you could say like a jewel type shape, like a diamond sort of shape, if you could imagine that. Sort of like a 9-point diamond, if you could. So I lay out the fence post in the way I wanted to. I told Alfred to fill up a square in the main area, and then I was going to connect the points at the bottom up to the square. Now I know at the moment it don't look that much, but trust me, once you see it actually growing, it does become much more unique and very nice actually. And so as you can see here, once I've drawn the points in, I get rid of the whole square look and it comes up with this sort of very strange, like I said, sort of looks like a jewel to me. I don't know about you. Oh, some rain there, very dark with the shaders on. So the next step was to, again, I wanted the same sort of thing that I did last time with the little market stalls, different colours, 2 different colours. So white and purple, quite nice. I tried to not just to make it sort of just go straight up in the cone shape, I wanted parts of it to go lengthen up a little bit more than others, so some levels were actually levered up a little bit more than others. So as you can see here me, I'm editing a little bit out on the front here because I do have a slight plan to put well, a little novelty thing there that you'll see later in the video. As you see here, we've reached closer to the top. Again, we had a little bit of trouble in a minute, as you'll see here, we had a little bit of trouble trying to get all this to match up. As you see at the top, it doesn't seem to align properly, and basically it was our stupidity, we weren't really paying attention, and we basically messed it up. So, as you can see me, I'm just sort of looking around making sure that's alright, and I know it ain't right. So, you see me in a minute, I'll knock it down. Once that was all fit, we put the top in. Now right now it still doesn't look particularly like a tent, because like you see down the front here it's still got a bit of a like a corner like thing, and obviously a tent doesn't have a corner like that, but trust me, we fixed that by getting rid of a lot of the corners. As you can see, I'm building an entrance there, and on the sides we start building these I wanted flags in it, that was basically it. I wanted some flags in there, so on the sides of these tents and the top we build these small coloured flags that are again different coloured, and we could put them on the top. Next, I wanted like, considering this was a shipyard slash market, I wanted a place where people would, I say dump, but leave their goods, sort of like leave their goods just there to put in the stalls or take to places through carriageways and, you know, couriers to other cities and stuff. So I just started off here, they get some workbenches, some valises and chests, and just place them around to create this sort of messy storage area. Lastly, inside the main tent, I decided what I really want for it, and I decided it would be nice to have sort of a livestock tent, and obviously you need a big tent for that, so the tent that we just built was a good example and really right for the job when it came to it. So I built this gravel ring road around the edge and built little villages there to sell stuff, sell all the cows and pigs and that sort of thing. I started building the pens for them. Not the most fanciest pens, I won't lie to you, but it had a nice little touch to it. And here we are done for the first episode. And as you can see here, we're going through the market stalls, checking them out with all the villages and plants and stuff in them. And here we are. The market stall is. Wow, it looks amazing. As you can see, I've got the little sign there and the flags there, standing there in all their glory, blushing in the wind. Man, it just looks majestic, right beside the temple and soon to be the shipyard area, the new Sky Haven temple. There it is, Sky Haven table in the background, you can see the big tower. Wow, what a good job we did. Right guys, that is done for the first episode, but as you can see, this is not the normal creation stations I've done. I got into a few mods and I found some growth features and maybe to make this work in this really cool way. More importantly, I want to know that you guys like it. If you guys like the video, click the like button, drop a comment and subscribe for more content. And if you want to got any more ideas of what we could put in here or where, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. So, I've been Joe Pantler. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.